Let's practice some primary trigonometric ratios, also known as SOH CAH TOA. We'll be learning in this chapter that sine of some angle means opposite over hypotenuse. So the trig of some angle is a ratio of two sides. Cos theta is A over H. The letter A represents adjacent and H represents hypotenuse. So we have adjacent over hypotenuse. We'll be practicing this very shortly. And the acronym TOA represents tan theta. This is not tan times theta, this is a function. Sine, cos, tan are the primary trigonometric ratios, is equals to opposite over adjacent. Let's use the correct mathematical symbol to indicate that angle ABC, we connect the dots from ABC, and the symbol is this right angle symbol here. This means 90 degrees. By convention, angles in triangles are uppercase. You can see that these angles are uppercase. By convention, how should you label the sides of the triangle? Opposite the angle, capital B, we use lowercase. Opposite the capital A, we use lowercase a. And opposite across the field from C, we have lowercase c. And what kind of triangles are we dealing with for SOH CAH TOA? We're dealing with right triangles. So SOH CAH TOA only works when we're dealing with right triangles. So the acronym to remember is SOH CAH TOA. And we use this when dealing with right triangles. The question here is find sine theta. S represents opposite over hypotenuse. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. And the opposite of theta in this triangle is the number 3 across the field. 3 and the hypotenuse is always across the right angle. It's the longest side of the triangle. So sine theta is 3 over 5, which is also known as 6 over 10 or 0.6. Sine theta is a ratio of two sides of the triangle. Now what about cos theta? We stick our finger here on theta again. Cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is 4 and hypotenuse is 5. Do not mix up adjacent and hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longest side. What's tan theta? Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. TOA. So tan theta is 3 over 4. Find sine alpha. So we have this funny Greek letter. It looks like an A. We call it alpha. We need to stick our finger here up at the new angle, alpha. So this is your finger. So sine is opposite, which is now 4. Opposite over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is still 5. But be careful, depending on which angle you put your finger on, sine, cos, and tan will have different meanings. What's cos alpha? We stick our finger on alpha again. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent, which is 3, over the hypotenuse, which is 5. So we have 3 over 5. Express cos alpha as a decimal number. So this happens to be 3 over 5 is equals to 0.6. Now what's tan alpha? SOH CAH TOA, tan is opposite over adjacent. So sticking our finger on alpha, the opposite is 4, the adjacent is 3. So we have 4 over 3. And finally, we're going to find the angle. To reveal this golden egg, theta, we can either use sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. It doesn't really matter which one we use. Let's just use the first one. We have sine theta from our previous work in part A is equals to 3 over 5, or 0.6. To reveal this golden egg, we simply hit the sine inverse button. You take the sine inverse of 3 over 5 and use your calculator. Without a calculator, this is a completely acceptable answer, but using your calculator in degree mode, we get approximately 36.9 degrees. Here's another way to think about it. We have sine theta is equals to 3 over 5. As a fair Canadian judge, you can take the sine inverse of both sides. And what the sine inverse does, it's a function in which the inverse function and the regular function cancel out. They undo each other. It's like hot and cold. It's like matter and antimatter. So we are left with the angle all by itself. I just want to answer part H again in a different way. Let's not use sine. We can use either cos or tan. Let's just use cos. Suppose you know that cos theta is equals to 4/5, or we'll just say 0.8. How do you find the angle? You can also hit the cosine inverse button on your calculator, and the answer would be approximately 36.9 again, the same answer. So it doesn't matter when you hit sine inverse, cos inverse, or tan inverse. Just use the inverse function with the same letter. S goes with S, C goes with C. Finally, let's attack alpha. Alpha is up here. It doesn't matter whether we use sine, cos, or tan. Let's just use tan. Tan alpha is equals to opposite over adjacent, which is 4 over 3. So to solve for alpha, the exact answer is the trig inverse, tan inverse of 4 over 3. This is a good answer without a calculator. However, with a calculator, we get approximately 53.1 degrees. And we can verify this is correct because alpha plus theta plus 90 adds up to be 180. The three angles in any triangle must sum to be 180 degrees.